Hey guys, it's Erica. If you didn't watch the last part, I'm in the middle of a fight. Yeah, doing a main story mission, obviously, Deep Secrets of the Earth. Oh! Hey, yo, back it up, homie. He's gonna kill me. Well, yeah, I was trying to hit him. I couldn't hit him. So, yeah. But, just started in the middle of a battle. I've already kind of explored about an hour of this mission, so I was like, you know what, let me not make a 2-hour long video. They tend to not be, or at least when I did it, it wasn't, like, as well received as, I guess, the other stuff that I do. When I do tend to keep it around an hour, plus it's also my thing, so might as well keep it my thing, you know. I don't know. So that's what I am doing. Gotta kill these guys. What do you want, homie?
Can't see her.
Ow. Where's he at? Oh, he's running this way. That's fine.
You cannot hide.
There we go. Alright, let me... Oh, great. They're gonna come in waves. Of course they are. Oh, no, they're still hanging out. I thought I got them all. I didn't. Ow. There we go. See, I know how to play the game.
That's the last of them.
HVAC structural failure. Repeat.
Or not.
Uh-oh. Oh, why do they have a gun? Why do they have a gun? Give me that. Ah! Give me this thing.
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
I'm gonna keep this thing on me.
You have to find Gaia.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So like, you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots. And not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulations, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical at places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people?
Yeah.
Perhaps it loves some forms of life more than others.
The derangement. The machines weren't always so angry.
That's what I said last part.
Mostly they were docile until 10, 15 years ago.
For years, Hephaestus has been forcing cauldrons to make aggressive machines. I've seen it myself, in the cauldrons. Stalkers, Ravagers, the Thunderjaw. How could it do that? And why?
Why indeed?
I was saying that. Alright, how many skill points do I got? 3! What are we gonna do? Increase chance for extra resource loading. I mean, my resource thing is like full, so I'm gonna go for that one. Alright. Let's get more of this. All right, here we go. Elizabeth to Margot, full steam ahead. Margot, if I doubted your brilliance in the slightest, I would have picked you as a Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and communication style. You are who you are. Have confidence in yourself. You know what you're doing. Case in point, the latest draft of your plan for the construction and stocking of bootstrap silos to store raw materials is excellent. This, combined with your design for the AM Foundry core and the Foundry site selection plans, added to a comprehensive plan. It is time to start construction. One detail. Consult with Mighty Okilo, Captain Okilo, before you finalize the silo inventories. Hephaestus' first task will be to fabricate the robots that will construct the waveform broadcast towers Minerva will use to transmit the deactivation code, so any exotic materials needed for the towers should be accounted for in the inventory plan, Elizabeth. So that's like the spire, right?
I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
Okay. Oop. What you got for me? All right. From Margot to Elizabeth. Wow, you weren't kidding about Gaia's predelication for animal morphologies. Sure, not totally unexpected given the rough natural terrain her bots will have to navigate, but I agree that there's something deeper going on here. Her designs aren't just functional, they almost feel, well, like tributes is a word that comes to mind, as though she's already mourning their loss, and not just for disappearing fauna of our time, but creatures from the fossil record too, references to megafauna in some of her designs. So cool. Well, whatever Gaia thinks Hephaestus will empower her to build, I wish we could still be around in a century or two to see what she makes. Oh, girl, do you want to know? You want to know? I don't think they want to know about Sawtooth. Okay, let me check back over here in case there's anything that I missed. I don't think so. I think that's kind of the only way to go.
Alert. Structural failure prevents alert. Area inaccessible. Elevators non-operational. Stairwells have collapsed.
I'll go this way. So no more data points vibing around. Just double checking, want to make sure I don't miss a damn thing. Nothing hidden back there. Okay, let's go up. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Those missing slots make me nervous. Okay. Okay, there's some more stuff over there.
I think this is it. Elizabeth Sobek's office. But it's sealed off. More eclipse.
Careful now.
Let me see if I can increase the damage on my bow, just because it's really taking so much to take some of them down. I mean, just only the brutes though, so I guess that makes sense. No. Do this, and then go to here. Handling, yeah, because I mainly have handling, which is nice, but I'm sure just, yeah, 6% damage, that ain't gonna work for me. I'm gonna do that. And hopefully that's so much better. I think it will be. Alright, going around.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable.
Girl, you're
The
telling me.
challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world, ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic.
Why only those 4?
Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take
So they
control
made the
of the
focus?
terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
That's sort of what I'm getting. If I'm wrong, girl, she said a lot of big words I cannot understand. Okay, I went to New Mexico public school, alright? Encapsulated DNA. And the winner is Encapsulated DNA. Over the past 10 days, I performed an exhaustive review of data storage solutions. Magnetic, optical, quantum, even that eternity tech that FAS was shilling a year or so ago. But every other solution has more than one fatal shortcomings: too heavy to transport, too massive to install in allotted space, too power intense over the centuries, too prone to failure past 300 to 400 years, etc. Encapsulated DNA will easily hold the 40 plus zettabytes we're projecting for Apollo. There are still many details to finalize, of course. To start with, we need to select the inerrant material in which we'll embed the molecules, already testing 16 candidate materials, as well as design, fabricate the power systems and sealed reliquaries that will keep the DNA at negative 18 degrees Celsius for 1,000 years. So long as I assure you that it did a factor in my decision, may I confess that I deemed it entirely fitting, indeed propitious, that we will be using the very building blocks of life to preserve human knowledge from mechanized extinction. It is not just ironic but heroic, the life of a hero. Life as a hero, beating back the forces of oblivion. In any case, much ado until next time. So she came up with using somehow DNA like a helix thing? Or to like process data? That's a little out of my brain capacity to comprehend. But they did it somehow, so I wonder if that's where that knowledge goes, if it gets downloaded into humans or the focus or the machines themselves. That's kind of what I'm a little confused about. That was a lot of big stuff. Alright, over the past few months, the full benefit of our procurement of the copy of the Homer archive from Far Zenith has made itself known. As a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries and continues to grow. The physical science modules are effectively complete, with soft science modules close behind. World history, cultural data, and media archives are also on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up a bit ahead of schedule due to falling short of our goal to preserve 4,500 languages. I suppose the tragic of early loss of Papua New Guinea doomed the goal from the outset, with attended curricula development about to begin. Speaking of heuristic curricula, they're performing well in testing, with children and adolescents demonstrating high levels of engagement with and trust in the Aristotle and Aspasia personae. Personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. I wish half my professors had been so entertaining. Okay, so I don't think Aloy has all this sort of knowledge. In a sense, like, I think somehow that missed us. I mean, she does have knowledge of language and written language and stuff like that, but I don't know if it's just something that the Focus hasn't been like updated with, or sort of where all this information of all of human history kind of lies. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy to think that something like that exists, you know? I mean, you look at life nowadays and it's like, humans were not supposed to have computers in their hands and not supposed to have all this knowledge and constantly be sharing with each other and constantly be interacting with each other the way we are, you know? We weren't necessarily designed for it, and sometimes it makes us crazy. One more. Oh, he's fired. I should have brought my gun with me. Oh, God.
Night come.
Ah. I can take his, though.
That's the last of them. Alone once more.
Alright, no.
What should have been a cave of wonders. Look around. See if anything is left.
Carefully, someone look around. Got some mushrooms. Okay. I know, is that the way it's supposed to go? Who knows? Cave of Wonders. What does that mean? Huh? You heard that, right? Like a little, like, zippy noise?
I'll find a use for you.
Okay, that's how we go up. I mean, there's many ways to go up, so... Let's see if there's much below us. Hey!
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
It's kind of like heavy, like imagine being in that position that like everybody is in and like having to make these decisions because somebody was greedy, you know what I mean? And like the weight that they probably feel with their decisions. Like, it's getting to me, okay? Having existential crises about the world and what could have been makes
Welcome to Hades. Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol. The ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life.
It doesn't sound like
so
Travis,
give her
though.
a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again. I mean, what the... what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it?
That's what I say.
No, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine your Gaia 200 years from now and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah.
That's
Chaos.
not happening, at least.
Spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over.
Oh shit,
Okay.
that's what's happening.
Not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one. Blank
So they kind of
slate.
created a failsafe.
And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death
It is
on
kind of
speed
crazy
dial.
when you think about it.
All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal.
But that's
So
maybe...
welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
Yeah, so, like, it definitely makes sense why they would create, like, a failsafe with this, especially the scale of this project and all that's going into this project. But that's, I think, where the human error lies. I mean, I feel like most sci-fi would probably just stop at the recreation of everything and not necessarily put in, like, a failsafe, especially if it's, like, a movie or something like that, or, like, a TV show, just because... Why would you? You know what I mean? But that seems to be what, at least, is our fault, or at least humans' fault up to this point within the narrative itself. Alright, noise complaints. Here we go. Color me confounded, Lizzie. Bashcore? Anyone who says the old TT codes to Bashcore is a straight up lion. And you know it. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialized razzle-dazz. Nuh-uh. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a liter of Citrium runoff than listen to Grey swarm for 30 seconds, hand to God, and swear on my mama's grave and she was religious. Nah, that ain't bashcore blast in the Hades lab. Shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth, it's death metal. Girl, classic music, 80s and 90s mostly. Got some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese gore grind, some Swedish cannibal-themed stuff too. Stop by if you want to listen. Or heck, just come up within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no bashcore you'll see, or hear, rather, in the screech that rends the air and feel in the throbbing pulse of the floor and walls and ceiling swallowing you like you was Jonah trapped in the gullet of gothic deathfish. Hallelujah. He seems like, compared to like everybody else, like he's a lot more old school in his ideology, or like in like what he's like talks about, because I feel like all the other people kind of have like in a weird like futuristic mindset, but he seems like he's my age, around there, you know what I mean? Or like he has like an old soul, I guess, for this era, you know what I mean? Like 80s and 90s, Dutch deathcore, Japanese gore grind, like that kind of sounds like stuff now, you know what I mean? Because it's like the 60s or 70s, I think, by the time they're kind of in this part of it, so it's going back so far back in his sort of thing. As for those requests to turn it down, no can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal, might as well give up stimulants, chocolate malts, and industrial accident vids. Jesus Christ. Last I heard, we was supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nah, I don't think so. Stay cool, Trav. I mean, listen, just because something's death metal doesn't mean it's like evil. Alright, let's get this one. This is a long one. Tate here just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If it ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? 3 blues. Is he taking ecstasy? Is he taking drugs? Is that what he means? Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard, and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business, so had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. Too soft, and Gaia only pretends to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interface. Sneaky, my bad. I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving the integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now. I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are plenty strong, because it's time to go to sleep and bed. I'll be back tomorrow, alligators. Okay, so we kind of see what I guess is happening to us now is that maybe Gaia is taking a back seat while Hades is sort of taking over something like these facilities, these Gaia facilities, or would it be, I don't know exactly what it's taking over. I don't think it's like the cauldrons or anything. Who knows? Let's keep going. So much to learn in this damn game. From Samina to Travis, CC Elizabeth, archive abuse. Mr. Tate, the mail concerns Apollo archive submission 000238876. Your 666 submission in just 5 days. Oh, what a doozy. I'm sure that's very intentional. Despite earlier warnings, inappropriate materials, you choose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classes of extreme exploitation cinema. Like exploitation era film or something else. Allow me then to thank you on 2 counts for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby co-signing your favorite Eastern European torture flicks film exploitation and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know I have saved future humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just one but all 16 installments of making a millipede, obviously. Human Centipede, and I hope there's 16 of those movies. There's only 3 that I know that exist, and I hope they never make another one, and I've only watched 2, and I don't want to watch another one. Don't worry, the Pasolini material has already been preserved, extreme perhaps the art. For clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity, you have freed me, the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance. I know it when I see it. Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I directed Apollo's staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions, sight unseen. Perhaps you have an interest. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing further submissions on, I don't know, your assigned work. We have a world to save after all, and the rest of us do. Anyways. Alright, she's a little sassy, but I mean, if you think about it, all that stuff is kind of still within the human experience. Sure, it's on the extreme side. It may not be what you consider a pretty side, but it is still...
Looks like the only way onwards.
You know, exploitation films are still very much human things.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time.
the genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that
Clone
may seem
provisions.
quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances. But, as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
So is that more just preserving human, like, DNA and that sort of thing, more than, like, the kind of thing I was kind of aiming at before, many parts ago probably, of sort of copying down, like, personality types of things, like a version of yourself, but, like, instead of it being like a personality thing, a genetic thing? Seems like to be what it's for. Okay, here we go. The ectogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. Their revelation, Assange. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith in trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risk of ECML resolved, nutrition delivery resolved, hormonal stability resolved, 12 other risk areas resolved. Before I examined these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand. But if the rest of FC's technology is at this level, well, a human colony around Cyrus doesn't seem so possible after all. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours to get back at it. Expect a fabrication plan within 48 hours. So, ectogenic chambers. Is this how they were preserving the DNA? So, were they taking... Not to get too medical or graphic, but, like, egg and sperm, or like an embryo? Because it says embryologist, so they were making embryos. I mean, it would have to be after their own DNA, right? And that's why I'm Aloy, because I'm somehow a descendant of Elizabeth. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm thinking happened. But we got a couple more things to look at, so we'll find out in a second. Which I kind of was also alluding to and kind of right about also. Way earlier into the game. Cradle sealed. Eulitha? Did he say that? Was successfully sealed before the swarming advance across Xinjiang province could detect it. Ping back from crucial systems is good. For our maiden voyage, a success. Regards. My disputes with the betas over zygote selection. Of course, I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans, but we can all agree there is margin for refinement in future cradle populations. Dunk? In addition to personally overseeing completion of the Eulitha O2 site inside Mount Namuli, I have no idea where that is, I will formulate and propose a modified zygote selection plan within the week. Okay, so yeah, I mean, if they seal everybody off into these facilities, the sort of gene pool for the future is going to be limited to what essentially the only people locked in there are. I mean, that math's just maths, you know what I mean?
Are these what I think they are?
Oh my god!
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Okay, that's... Okay, that's what that is. That's kind of freaky. I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that at all. Not one little teeny tiny bit. Alright, where were we? Yes, right here. That's kind of creepy. I don't know why that's so creepy, but it's so creepy. Development of the artificial personae for Cradle's servitors, nurturer, disciplinary healer continues at a good pace. We are targeting turning 0.4 for these constructs. I don't know if that's good. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavior sets. So are they genetically modifying it in a certain capacity, or at least our basic understanding of like gene coding and genetic modification, to try and just create like pure human beings, but without influence of, but like starting off from zero and with like human consciousness and like personality and stuff like that without influences from, I guess, themselves? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? The stimulus-driven switching of personae, however, is proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning our entrenched feedback loops between the disciplinarian and healer personae. I have also attached reports from an incident where a servitor running the mother personae intervened on a disciplinary servitor's behavior, a parental argument, if you will, amusing on first glance perhaps, but deeply concerning. I have attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive protocol shortcomings and just... But I mean... The thing about being human is you're being human. So kind of really interacting with anything or creating anything, even if it's bad for, say, society or the world or for humanity in general, it's still human, you know? So I feel like it still needs to be taken into consideration and it'll eventually work itself out, you know, into whatever it's going to be. Okay, these things are I don't want to be in here with the wombs. Okay, I'm gonna just go. Because I mean, I had to come from one of those
facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
Yes!
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
So then if I'm just like based off them genetically and they sort of computerize or gene code somehow the embryo that I made, who's my dad? Do I even have a dad? That is a question. If they can just like code and they base the profiles off of themselves or try and base them off completely human things. I am very much based off of a human. Okay. Alright, let's take this nice and slow.
Looks like it used to hold something.
Nuts would benefit from antilopinae morphologies, though capric forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
Yeah.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad.
Oh, she has
That they
feelings.
passed forever into oblivion.
She has feelings.
Causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
no, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
Is it? Because anytime throughout just science fiction in general, whenever the AIs, the iRobots, start developing feelings, that is where stuff slightly goes wrong but also right. But feeling grief is such a complex emotion to feel in general, that's crazy. That it can not only feel sadness but grief, but I guess depending on how you code those things. You know what I mean? Okay, where were we? Was it a hologram? Might have been a hologram that I picked up. Yes, I believe it was. So, I mean, good job coding the AI for it to feel grief, but that's kind of crazy. And maybe I'm too influenced by popular culture to feel comfortable with that.
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
She seems a little
Elizabeth,
panicked.
I detect distress.
Me too.
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped.
Oh, shit.
But all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
Really, man, I was getting into it. They're having a great conversation. I mean, yeah, it kind of has a personality, which is kind of rad. I think what I'm going to have to do is eventually wake up Gaia. You know what I mean? But, yeah, something happened to where, they had to go sooner than expected. All life was gone, I guess. Environmental suit. Interesting. Interesting! Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've seen Elizabeth have emotion, maybe.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is, give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
That thing is scary smart. I think that's where technology is going to go, not if, it's when. Slightly terrifying. I would say my phone robot voice, but I'm not going to. But, you know, she can be scary sometimes. Same thing with Alexa. But man, they really took everything into account, huh? All the questions I had answers. Huh? Odyssey has failed. All. Some terrible news, I'm afraid. Far Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its alphabet of Apollo were all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed. Oh, so that's why we don't have Apollo stuff. And it's alpha build. Did nobody make a beta build? Always save your stuff in 2 places. I don't do that with my files, but do it. So that's why we don't have access to anything Apollo related, you know. And I guess why I may be the only... I, as Aloy, may be the only one that came out of Zero Dawn Project. Because... I'm Elizabeth's baby now? Wait, this is... Instead of me being sort of genetically made in one of those wombs. Crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Can't carry more.
Alright then. Artemis status. Okay. Okay, from Charles to Liz. I'm coming along, Liz. I'm positive about it. If those words can still... Is this my dad? Is this my dad? Can still mean anything. Had my sleeves rolled up negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish holographic dioramas. Suspended in what-ifs more than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. What in the Jesus name? I mean, certain species have gone extinct. It doesn't make the news very much these days, I feel like, but... We're horrible creatures, I guess. We started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere, microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves. Hello. Some of those survived. We didn't get wolves, thank God. Thousands more that will have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so they can return to a world that this time will understand the conception of conservation before it's too late. Not human beings, but it's a beautiful flaw we have, I guess. There's already been too many too lates. We lost a whole collection of team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. The samples were lost, well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again, but not now, not like this, not on our watch. Ronson. Well, damn. Hang on, my heater. Let me go turn my heater off real quick. Okay, sorry for that humming that you hear. My heater will turn on very, very soon. I don't know, again, I don't know why it makes that noise, and sometimes it doesn't make the noise. So, but we are going to continue on, with this. Hang on, I moved my stuff. I gotta move me back to where it was. Yeah, let's get this.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born.
For real?
Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Yeah, that's what I want to know too. Don't forget to hydrate.
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Why are they slowly creeping? Well, that's a big boy. Oh! And wait, no, don't do that, please. Don't. Do I have the only copy now? That's way too much pressure.
Still alive. Good.
Helis.
I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child.
Well, this is the oh fuck moment of the game. Alright then. Sorry for my heater, but hey, background noise is better than no noise, right?
My entire life, I've always known one thing with prophetic certainty. That I was destined for glory as a great champion of the sun. Even when Jiran was murdered, even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny. Until you came along. When I heard that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind. As sure as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed. How? Why? With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew. I kept thinking of the moment my knife
What was that?
pierced your throat. One twist, a simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out. In slaughter, I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
He has very gray eyes. I like trying to bore you for death, but I'm a sender for my homie Ross.
See that scar on your cheek? You didn't get to finish.
Yes, I remember. He fought well. For a
Okay, never mind. He just pissed me off.
His name was Rost, and he was a better man than you could ever hope to be.
The better man is the one who doesn't end up with his guts steaming on the ground. No.
Ooh.
I could have finished you before he attacked. But I didn't. This failing troubled my thoughts, haunted every step. It was only when I captured you, down in that place, that I finally glimpsed the sun's design etched at length across the course of events. You were meant to survive that day on the mountain. Meant to interfere at dig sites and kill my men.
Yes, I was.
Conversely,
Period.
I was meant to capture you. Here. So that you
He talks
might
way
die
too much, I
as a
will say.
sacrificial offering to the sun. Everything as it was meant to be. Predestined and preordained.
Sure, Jan.
You're an idiot. A dangerous idiot, but an idiot. All this talk of destiny and fate. I'm sure Hades speaks the same language, doesn't he? You're being played for a fool. Hades is an ancient machine, not the buried shadow of Karja myth. It doesn't care about Meridian. It wants to kill everything and everyone. And you are its dutiful slave.
I serve not the buried shadow, but the sun in shadow. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, dark to light.
Do you really not hear how ridiculous that sounds? You've gone from serving an insane homicidal Sun King to an insane homicidal machine. You're moving down in the world, not up.
I'll remember those words as I watch your corpse burn.
Bet.
Whatever's left of it.
Bet.
You fail to grasp the point. As surely as you've been conquered, so has all doubt. And with certainty of belief comes unstoppable force.
Then get this cage and put your faith to the test. See if things work out like you expect.
Oh!
The circle has closed.
And
every element is in its proper place, exactly where it belongs. The errant beast, now caged, will serve her true purpose. A sacrificial animal. Oh, speaking of sacrifice, I forgot to tell you. After you crashed the Eclipse network, I sent messengers into the east to rally the forces there and mount an invasion of the sacred land.
What?
I ordered every Nora killed. I was hoping to catch you there, but alas,
He did not.
It all seems to have been unnecessary.
What do we go for? They cast me out, needless slaughter, they're irrelevant. The relevance a little too nonchalant. And this one has a little sauce to it. Let's go.
The Nora cast me out at birth. You're not hurting me if you hurt them.
Really? Then it makes no difference one way or another. In any case, I couldn't recall the order even if I wished to. Thanks to your destruction of the network, communication over distances is impossible. You not only doomed yourself, but an entire tribe. Do we not see the scorching judgment of the sun in these events? Your focus, Such a powerful
Don't
device,
you
isn't it?
fucking touch it.
And yet, so fragile. So you see, this time, I did not hesitate. The knife has already been twisted.
What am I supposed to do now? He built like Bane. And when Tom Hardy was Bane, he had...
Karja faithful, rejoice! Our years in shadow are over. A new dawn trembles on the horizon. A new day soon to break. And when it does, the false Sun King will be dead, and Holy Meridian ours once more. In this, I have become an instrument of prophecy. All halves of nature join to one cause. Shadow to sun, light to dark, night to day. Behold! Hold your seats! Can you not see the proof of the sun's blessing before your eyes? How else could
No.
such as these prowl in broad light of day? Were they not approved by the sun and joined to our cause?
Oh, no, please don't. Please don't.
Many years ago, to consecrate this great ring, the Radiant Turan ordered many faithless, crushed beneath the hooves of the behemoth. Mighty is the behemoth in the eye of the sun, but it is mightier still.
I should have figured when there was a Colosseum, I was going to be the Colosseum.
Let this one, who schemed and slithered, be the first to die. Let her be the first of thousands.
Oh, great. I have no weapons. I gotta, like, crawl out of here or what?
My weapons are up on the platform. There's no way out of this ring. Maybe I could use its strength against it.
Yeah. Come on. Ah! I guess I just cause it to run into things. Ow.
Gotta get out of the way. That pillar's weak. Another hit, and that pillar will come down.
Come on.
He's on the way.
Oh! Wait, what is that? What is that? It's purple. Sure, I'll take that. Ow. Ah!
I should try luring the behemoth into the pillars. That makes a mess. It's down.
Oh, two, really? Hey, yo. Oh my god, into the dust I go. Hey, gang.
Hey! Guess who got her weapons back?
Let me load it up with fire really quick.
Dumb target. Come and get it!
Yeah, let's get some of this action going. Stop earth bending for a
Freeze
minute.
canister on its hips. Cryo arrow should set it off.
I already did so much damage to this thing. You know, when they get corrupted, they're normally tougher to take down. This one, not so much. I do feel bad though, because he trapped him. And he did look a little scared when he was caged up. I will say that. Shook it. He is shook it.
Silence!
Let me just get my arrow. Corruptors now?
Shadows, kill her.
Alright, I can take on 2. I got this. Easy money.
Kill her!
Why leave it to them? Come get me yourself!
Tell him! Tell him! Coward! It's like midnight and I'm screaming in my house. What? Yeah! Oh, hell yeah, that was awesome! I have 3 soldiers on my side! Okay, that has to be one of the coolest moments in this entire video game, if not the coolest. That was pretty awesome. That was pretty cool. Okay, we're gonna finish out whatever this part is, and then I'll end the video. That was awesome. Sylens! Hi, bestie! You're a little mean, but hi.
So you're here. Really here. You risked your life.
Of course I did. If you'd been killed, the Nora's sacred mountain would never have given up its secrets.
Too bad you wasted your time, then. Helis destroyed my focus. And the Alpha Registry with it.
Not at all. The whole time I've been monitoring your focus, I've duplicated every data file you scanned.
Gang gang.
That data
Gang
from your
gang.
focus was trivially easy. Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
You're really good at making it impossible to like you, Sylens. But I guess I need this.
It's time to see where you were born. Maybe you'll even learn why.
Yeah. Meet the machine that birthed me into this world. Isn't that how you put it?
I'll be off.
Wait.
Yes?
How did you track my location when I wasn't wearing a focus?
Really, Aloy? It doesn't take a genius to surmise that Helis would throw you into the sun ring at high noon. I wore out 2 striders getting here in time, but I did. Now be on your way.
Since when can you override machines?
Ever since you discovered the technique. I had to destroy a corrupted to obtain the necessary parts, of course. But your example showed me how to do that as well. Yet another benefit of monitoring your activities through the focus. Truth be told, the underlying logic of the technique isn't so different from rites practiced by Banuk shamans, though of course, far more advanced.
Great. You're welcome, I guess. Helis recognized you back in the Sun Ring. You told me that you'd assisted the eclipse, not that you knew the man who almost killed me.
So now you know. The man is a serious threat. So let's do all we can to make sure that he and Hades don't succeed.
Gang
Right.
gangs.
I'll be on my way. To make matters worse, Helis ordered an eclipse detachment to attack the Nora sacred land. The tribe's already weak. They won't stand a chance. You should come with me.
Well, absolutely not. I have preparations to make elsewhere.
What kind of... Why do I bother asking? You're not gonna tell me.
When the time is right, I'll be in touch. I'll contact you later. In the meantime, should you need to return to Shadow Karja territory, I brought armor to conceal your identity.
You think of everything, don't you?
One of us has to. Aloy, when you were recovering the Alpha Registry down in the Zero Dawn bunker, I was needlessly cruel.
Is he apologizing?
For your sake, I hope there is someone waiting there for you inside the mountain. Not a what, but a who.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah!
Alright then. Alright then. I don't know if that's the best part of the game, but it's probably the best part of the game, okay? What is this? Oh, that looks sick as fuck! Oh my god! Oh my god! I just want to wear this. I just want to wear it because it looks dope. Ew. Why not throw a selfie on there? Hello. Oh, look at me. Look at me. Hey, yo, the Karja armor go crazy. Okay. Alright, I need a campfire. Because I do have to do a couple corrupted... Oh, right here. Couple corrupted things. Alright, we gotta go save the Nora. I believe there's 22 main story missions left. 4? Girl, we're coming towards the end. No! 82%. I mean, yeah, that was like a good old chunk of like main story mission, like 2 or 3 within that. So it took me 2 parts to kind of complete and do. But yeah, that part when Sylens came riding in on the Strider with the sawtooth, that was like literally the coolest moment of this entire game. Like, homie came through to save my life. Besties, he loves me. Come on, let's be real. So yeah, and it is slightly convenient that, you know, the focus got destroyed and that he was sort of copying over all the data, but it does kind of make sense based with the technology. Just a slightly convenient plot point, but still really, really dope. Okay, so we're not gonna do the main story mission next because I just did 2 parts of full main story stuff. So next part, we're gonna dive more into side stuff. This Vanasha mission. Yeah, I guess we'll finish out with this, homie. I don't know necessarily power cells. Maybe. I feel like we've unlocked most of the map. I do have to look back and find out where the other 2 are. I do have to look that up. Use a guide for that one. I've used guides before, not too ashamed. Weapons launch. Yeah, let's do the last weapons launch. Let's get the last corrupted zone. So the last part is gonna end this one as well. Last part is going to be just finishing out all the other extra stuff, so that way I can get all that. It is so nice to play a game to where I can clear out all the side missions, all the collectibles, without having to continue the main story like that kind of crazy way, like Ghost of Tsushima, because the way you play the game, like, if you, it's not really spoiler if you haven't played, a mechanic of it is that you're unlocking certain areas and locations and you can't progress certain narratives or get everything cleared out until you unlock the entire map, which takes the whole game, which is super duper sick and fun. But like when I was first playing it, I was like, I just want to do everything. So I really appreciate that about this game, that it is sort of allowing me to do that. But that was crazy missions. Yeah, we may have a who for us or a what or something, you know. I hope that is good for us. Yeah, Sylens is an OG. He came through when it really counted. I thought I was gonna have to fight 2 corruptors, girl. I was ready. I was like, let me make more fire arrows because I got this. No, but yeah, that for sure is my favorite part of this video game so far. Which it's kind of crazy because again, I find the more appealing stuff in the game to be the more sci-fi natured, what happened to the world, all the stuff that we just learned in the last 2 parts. I find that to be the most intriguing part of this game, but that was the coolest. That was the coolest. I love that. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this part, and if you did, don't forget to do YouTubey things like share and subscribe. Really does help out a small channel like mine tremendously when you do decide to show any ounce of support, and I genuinely appreciate any ounce of support you do decide to share with my channel from the bottom of my heart. I genuinely really do appreciate you guys. Aloy, let me do my outro. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next part. Bye.